Cobra just said that Steve Copeland hit him up, but was just texting him and all. What do you guys think of, possibly WAL making its comeback and all? I've been hearing a lot of rumors and a lot of people have been bringing them up recently. So let's first start off with Josh on this one. What would you like to welcome WAL back, or do you think they're done with?
They will have to change the way they did things because before they contracted everyone out. You arm wrestle WL, you're stuck with them. So obviously they're going to have to be open to the idea that they're not going to be able to hold anyone to their one brand. I think that's going to be the biggest change. They already had, they kind of had the bad image of being the Wild Wild West. You go to the WAL, it's almost, anything goes. Do they want to keep that image, or are they going to, rebrand and do something else? Because you got something like King of the Table and East versus West, which are these very high-level arm wrestling events. Do they still want to keep the Wild Wild West image, or they want to change their image and try to compete with these higher-level events? So,
Tom,
I think anything's good for the sport. The more matches you get, more promotion that arm wrestling gets. Obviously the arm wrestlers, they get more money and it helps them out. That's good for the sport. It's just, what does WL want to do? Do they want to keep the Wild Wild West image, or they want to compete with the top two promotions right now?
Tom, what's your thoughts on that?
It's not far off from what the top promotions already are doing currently.
Yeah, they just kept in North America, but with everything now, the whole world linked, I think WAL would definitely bring back everybody. And then as far as the contracts and all, I don't think they would be tight with them at all. I've been in touch with Steve, and we talked a few times, and he thought when I hit him up originally that I was asking to use some of their contracted athletes. He's like, yo, use anybody you want. We're open for that. So, he's definitely lenient with that. But Brandon, what was your thoughts on WAL making a comeback? Would you welcome that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that'd be cool. That's how myself and many people got into arm wrestling, is through watching videos on YouTube, WAL videos, Devin Lurt, and stuff like that. So I think the way that they have it set up, that was like my introduction to arm wrestling, right? So I really enjoy it. I know like more purists, guys that have been in the sport for a lot longer, won't appreciate it as much as someone like me. It's very green. So I think it's nothing but good. It's gonna be cool, and I like that they're a little different than the other two, but they're all still pretty similar. You know what I mean, in a lot of ways. And I think that WAL has the most user-friendly style. You know what I mean? Whether you don't like it or not, it's the most user-friendly. Right to automatic straps, set grip, go, running fouls. I think it's done the right way.
Tom, what's your thoughts on WAL making a comeback?
I think that's fantastic. I hope they do, because the more opportunities, the better in general for everyone, especially arm wrestlers in North America, because I'm hoping they would do like some sort of regional tournaments, kind of like the East versus West is doing now, which I think is fantastic, to kind of highlight people in each region, because otherwise it's kind of hard to find out about them if it's just only the top athletes. It's nice to have some new people qualifying and coming into these events.
Deeb, your thoughts on WAL making a possible comeback?
I think for now it is a really good time for them, because let's see just how many matches we have seen, how much data do we have on super matches, like how many pay-per-views can sell, who are the good matchups, and thanks to Engin Terzi and King of the Table, it is possible because of them. But this has to be the year for WL to make a comeback, and competition is always healthy, and WL can give competition to any organization in the world. And that is one thing that I keep on saying every time. If you watch WL 406, the 2018 Devon versus Michael Todd card, it is a 4-hour show, and the production quality, I'm not talking about the quality of the card itself, quality of the matches, but the production quality, it has never been matched. Even now, you watch that 4-hour show, it looks like you're watching WrestleMania. It was like that kind of production quality. So I think they can easily make a comeback. Prior to now, till 2019, they did not have any data. I should not be saying any data, but they had very less data on the European side, on the European arm wrestlers. Now they know them as well, so they can be inviting them as well over here. So there can be lots and lots of interesting matches. And I think it's only good for arm wrestling if they make a comeback.
WL first match needs to be the 4-way between Devin, Jerry, Michael, and Dave Chaffee. What event that would be? Your first event back, having 4 big dogs.
Yeah, I agree, guys. I think WAL would be a great addition. It would be the North America League and all, and it'd bring a lot of action back here. And I've been saying that we definitely need action here. just to kind of make the playing field fair for everybody, make the Europeans travel to us for once and not always us taking 14-hour flights over there. And just like Pradeep was saying, competition is healthy. We got King of Table and East versus West. They're kind of like under the same banner, so to say. Now you get another one that could compete with them. It just makes everything great. But the other issue that we have to eliminate is any contracts. I discourage that. I just hope that they don't come back and start trying to contract up all the athletes and you can only compete under this organization. That would be the worst thing for arm wrestling. I think where we're going at it right now with no contracts is a great thing for our sport to grow. And I would definitely welcome WAL coming back, and the production, like Pradeep said, you felt like you were watching UFC of arm wrestling. They definitely had a whole nother level with that. And I think
I think
there's
I don't think this no contract things, as good as it is, I don't think it is going to last for long. When the big money comes in, when the new pullers
because
come in,
people
when
will
the
sign a
new promoters
contract
are
if there's
there.
enough money. That's for damn sure. If there's a shitload of money, they're gonna sign a contract.
Yeah, we'll for sure see the contracts in the future, because let's be honest, which big sport does not have contracts?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everyone
but I mean,
has
if you
this.
have three organizations that are paying around the same money, why would you just lock yourself into one?
Well, until one has enough money to pay more than the others, then that would happen.
But I think with all the opportunity out there and the money being made off of these pay-per-views now, where WAL I felt like was more of somebody's hobby. Steve Copeland had a lot of money. He wasn't so much into the arm wrestling itself. It was done as a hobby. Now I think with all the money involved in it, I think he might make it a real business this time and really go in for it. So I'm hoping that we don't contract these guys up, man, because it's just going to go back to the old days where, everybody's like either top 8 or, WAL and can't compete with each other, and we never get to see the matches we want to see. So, I just pray that doesn't happen.
But the
Yeah, when I
contracts
said
aren't bad.
yeah,
The contracts aren't bad. They just have to have the right terms.
Yep.
You
yes,
should be
that's
able
all.
to intercompete if it makes sense for both organizations and everyone to make money. It shouldn't be an issue. It just involve the corporation, I suppose, that's you're sponsored by or whatever.
That's the other thing. If you look at, I think it was East versus West and King of Table, I think WAL was sponsoring them, and I think they were putting their logo on it. So they might already be all in talks together, and maybe, we'll hope that they do that. Maybe we could have the champion of East versus West and the champion of King of Table go against the champion of WAL. That could be interesting also, and do something like that every 6 months or so. As long as we don't lock it out where we'll never get to have the top guys going at each other again.
Yeah. When I said contracts, I didn't necessarily mean like full restriction, because even Devon was allowed to compete overseas. It was against Dennis. I think he had some special clause like he will get the Dennis match whenever he can, no matter what the contract says. So that was written in Devon's contract. And some other athletes were allowed to pull as well in other organizations. So I was not saying full restriction, but there will for sure be some contracts. 5-year contracts, yeah, that may be a thing in the past, but up to 2 years, I think we can easily see them coming back.
And it was actually 7 years that WAL was getting everybody locked in, which, that's kind of scary.